Hey, Robin.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How about yourself?
A little tired, but I'm okay.
That's good. Well, first, I just want to thank you first because you are someone I've looked up to since I first started listening to music as a child, and just, you are a legend, and I just thank you so much for all you've done for the industry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, like your voice is unmatched, I feel. Like one of the greatest ever, I
Oh,
feel.
thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, but I want to ask you first, how has quarantine been for you? How have you been taking it? I know we're a year in now.
I do miss traveling, and I don't
Yeah.
miss traveling. If you didn't, I'm glad I can sleep in my bed. I feel like it's a necessary evil sometimes to make us stay still for
Hmm.
a while. Um, a lot of artists have been performing, and we've just been going like robots.
Yeah.
And this time has given us time to reflect on what we really want to do in our lives. And for me, I can say that it's done that.
Okay.
And I mean, I still want to sing, and there's no question about it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But by the same token, I'm just so thankful to be alive. You know,
Yeah.
we've lost so many people, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
It gives you time to think, as they say, sit down
Yeah.
somewhere and just be quiet and be still.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Some people just needed to sit. Don't get me wrong, though. I do miss my concerts.
Oh
That is,
yeah, oh
I
yeah,
think I'm
most
gonna cry.
definitely. I
I think I'm gonna
do
cry my
miss
first one.
performing. I
Yeah.
do miss performing. I think I went through, seriously, I went through a bad withdrawal time.
Hmm.
It was about maybe 6 months into it,
Okay.
where it really hit me like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to travel. I'm not going to be able to stand on stage. So, I had been on a sugar rush for umpteen years, right?
Yeah.
So with this sugar rush, it was constant. I was constantly being fed sugar, right? And so when it finally sugar wore out and it's out of my system, I was like, oh, wait a minute, what am I gonna do? What's happening here? And for a period of time, I didn't want to get out of bed. I was like, if
Yeah.
I can't get on stage, I can't go sing. But God reminded me that there's so many other things that He's given me to be
Hmm.
thankful for. And so I had to rise up and rise to the occasion.
Right. Exact. Right. We all had to find all our like
Oh yeah,
different
our niche,
moves
our
and
little niche.
yeah, that we didn't know we really had in a way
Right, right.
because this kind of taught us and really showed
But
us.
we've gone, artists. We haven't been able. Some of us haven't been able to perform for a year, and
It's crazy. So
it's
crazy.
it's like, okay, did I lose it? No, I didn't lose it. God wouldn't just take it from me.
Hmm.
I'm like, but God, to get back out there, I might just lose my mind.
I feel you on that.
I
It's
might
so
just
fun.
lose my mind.
And it's so funny you say that because last summer, when it was still like, quarantine last summer was still weird and people were still nervous. And I went to a drive-in concert,
Mm.
and it was
I have not done.
just
It's been offered to me, but they had to shut it down at the last minute. So
it's different
I'm willing
though.
to do that. I mean,
It
I
was
would
so
love to
different
do that.
though. It was
I know
so
you can't really reach out and touch people and
exactly
have
like
that audience participate. And you know how
yeah,
I do it. I mean, you
that's
know
what
how
I'm
I do it. I
saying.
have to have
Yeah.
audience participation,
And the eye contact and the
Right,
hands, like
right,
literally
right.
it was so weird because they had us, well, I was backstage, but still like the audience were just like so far away from the stage, and I was like, huh,
How
it's
do
just
I get
different.
to you? That's
Yeah, it's just
basically like,
different.
how do I need human contact.
Yeah, and the security's just up there like
Yeah,
guarding the whole
yeah,
front. And I'm like, dang, it's so, I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but the other hand, I think I would prefer just to wait for the
yeah.
full
Until I can reach
experience.
out and touch. Somebody
Exactly. Yeah.
said I can
But
reach out and touch. Somebody said, Oh my
Yeah, right?
goodness.
But
Oh my. It's been surreal. It really has. And you know, a lot of people I know have been writing about their experiences, and you know, I write poetry, so you know,
Mhm.
I jot down things here and there, and sometimes God will give me messages, and I get up in the middle of the night and I start writing some things, and you know, it's just He just constantly reminds me, and I think it's a good thing that when you have a personal relationship with God, that
Mhm.
He constantly reminds you, yeah, you don't have this, but I gave you that. You
Yep.
know, I think the biggest thing for everybody, honestly speaking, is getting this COVID-19 weight off.
Who
Because
you telling?
everyone went into an eating depression
I just went to the
when it
doctor. I
first
seen that
started.
scale. I was scared
Oh my
recently.
God. I sit back and I'm like, okay, face.
Right?
Okay, you're gonna have to thin out some more now. It's time, you
Especially
know.
if the world opens. I'm like, oh, this we got
Oh
to get
my
back into.
goodness. Well, I'm still in the clothes that I was wearing, but I wasn't before,
But
honestly speaking. I have to be
uh
truthful with everything, okay? I did my share of bending the elbow, fingers,
huh.
you know, to mouth. I did my share of that. But then when I couldn't get in my clothes, I was like,
Yeah,
no,
that's when you know.
we have to correct this situation.
Hmm.
We have
A
to
hundred
correct it.
percent.
So I'm now back in my clothes, but you know, of course, I still want to lose some more. But you know, yeah, that's one of the things that's been very challenging. You
Yes.
know, we found
Well, it's all
food
we
as
have.
our
That's all we
comfort.
know what to do is to eat and watch TV. It's
You know,
crazy.
I don't
Like
even watch TV. I don't watch TV. I can't
I'm
because
sick of it.
I can't be a couch potato.
And see, that's what I get sick of it. Like some people, literally, I've known since
Yeah, because
quarantine.
it makes you want to say, well, I'm watching TV, I gotta have some potato chips. Or I'm watching
Uh
TV,
huh.
I gotta have some popcorn. Oh, wait a minute, I'm watching TV, so I have to have some ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
You have
Can't
everything in your fridge. You just
mm-mm,
stocked up, and your whole fridge is gone already in one day. That's
can't do
how.
that. No, 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 no.
But I want to bring it back though.
Hmm.
Your childhood. Growing up, what age did you know? Hey, I have a gift, and I want to do this.
Well, 5.
5. Okay.
I was 5, and I started singing in a children's choir in church.
Okay.
And I didn't necessarily think I had a gift.
Hmm.
It was what other elders told me in the church, and they basically were telling me when I was younger that my voice um, is so filled with how did they say it, tones, the undertones, that and I sing with so much feeling that they felt what I was singing as a child.
Hmm.
And I ain't paying no attention to that. What I know, what I know. I'm just singing, you know.
Yeah.
And I've always loved singing though. You know, my mother was that type of person. She's like, would you please be quiet, Robin? You sing when you get up in the morning. You sing all day. You sing when you get ready to go to bed. Can you one day? Can you? And I just wouldn't.
You.
I just it was just, I wouldn't, you know. And so I used to sing in front of the mirror with a brush in my hand as my
Hmm.
microphone, and I was like, no, that didn't sound right. You know, I was young
Uh
age.
huh.
I was like, no, that didn't
Critiquing
sound right.
yourself.
My
Yeah.
ears, nah, I ain't like that. Let me try it again. You know, I didn't emulate too many people because at that time I had I think you would say a Michael Jackson tone, you
Okay.
know, when he was younger. Because
Hmm.
at all the talent shows, I used to do all of his songs, so I had that tonality, as they say, and I was able to handle all of his songs. So you know, at fashion shows or shows at school or local shows, you know, I was always able to do that. But then I had deep tones, you
Yeah.
know, which I grew up into, you know, which is the now tone, that I didn't know anything about. You know, I had no clue. And as I got older, it's still like it still amazes me when I listen to myself, and I'm like, who sings like that? That sounds like Minnie Mouse, you know. But it was just funny. I've always wanted to sing, always.
Yeah. And that's what I want to ask you. When you began to kind of take it seriously, did you know right away what kind of genre you wanted to go into, or you just kind of having fun
Well,
with, like you're saying, your voice?
see, I joined a band at 15,
Okay.
and this band was a cover band. It was called the New York Soul Syndicate.
Okay.
And anybody from New York would know, Long Island would know this band. And I actually took over. I was at my cousin's wedding, and I remember I was young. I didn't have a job, so I wanted to gift them with something.
Hmm.
And so I remember the song I sang was "The Way We Were,"
Okay.
the Barbra Streisand, but it was a Gladys
Yep.
Knights version. And the band there, unbeknownst to me, their lead singer had just gotten a deal. She was the sister of two of the brothers that sang with Cameo,
Okay.
and she had just gotten a deal. And they were looking for a singer. Now I'm 15, I don't know nothing about this. So I just wanted to sing. I just wanted to sing. So I sang the song, and they walked up to my mother, and they, asked her if I would be able to come down and audition. And I did, and I got the spot. And yeah, we did a lot of things. And I just I did it for fun,
Yeah.
because I enjoyed singing. But then it became like a way of life that's all like, yeah, this I could do
Yeah.
this.
You can,
Still to this day, now let me just say this. To this
uh-huh.
day, I listen to other singers, and I adore like the Lettuces, and I adore the Layla Hathaways, and the Anita
Yes.
Bakers, and the Phyllis Hymans. Now that's who I emulated a lot, because my
Hmm.
tone was so deep that I could sing those songs with the cover band.
Yeah.
The closest that I got to a dance song was two of them was Donna Summer's Last Dance,
Last Dance. Okay.
and there was a club called the Starship in New York, in Manhattan, and I call myself singing those songs there. And Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. There we go with the Michael Jackson again. Um, but yeah,
Can
those
never
are
go
the
wrong.
closest that I came to singing anything dance music. Okay,
That's so interesting.
I didn't like. I never. I sang merengue. I sang
Hmm.
with a merengue band. I sang with a jazz band. I sang with the cover R&B band. I just, was very versatile, and I also sang in church. So, it to me it was being that I was in my teens and then going to college. That was a way of me making money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I didn't have any bills. I was in college, and I was making my part-time money, my
And that's when you have fun
ching,
with your money
as to
when you're
speak.
young.
And it was really good because there was
Yeah.
no bills. But as I got older, and it just I can remember being at rehearsal. The band members and I got together via Zoom, and I can remember being at rehearsal and doing my homework, and they used to get so mad at me because they felt like I wasn't concentrating. Well, schoolwork had to come first.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was until we recorded some songs, excuse me, that I really felt like, wow, I could possibly do this for a living. I never considered myself, and I still don't. Let's be clear. I never considered myself, and I still don't consider myself a great singer, a good singer or a great singer. I just sing from my heart, and whatever comes out. Sometimes there's a little frog in the throat, and sometimes there's a note that just don't want to be reached, or held.
Hmm.
But I don't. I have never felt that way. I always feel like I'm still trying to climb, to reach that
Yeah.
point. And I think that's a good spot for me because I remain humble. Humility, and I
Yeah.
say this all the time with people, humility has its place in my life. Longevity has its place in my life you know
Yeah.
and I will stick to that until I sing live no more.
Yeah.
That it has its place for me, and I appreciate all the love. I mean, it's been wow. almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been almost 30
30.
years. And I so appreciate all the love and the accolades and just the general, loving,
Mm-hmm.
on me for so many years. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you're amazing. Like I said, you're one of the greatest. In my book, I was always like, Robin S. is one of the
Wow.
best ever.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Like, yeah,
It's
that's what I
nice
want
to
to
leave that kind of
kind of,
legacy, though. You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
Oh, yes.
It's really nice to leave that kind of legacy.
Like your music, when it comes on, you just, it just makes you want to dance. It just want to, you have one of them voices.
Man, let me
It
tell you
puts you
something
in the
about. Let me tell you. Let me
zone.
let me let me tell you something about that first note. Let's go back to that
Whew.
first note.
That
Let's
first
do that.
note.
That first note um was not rehearsed. It was the song. Me saying the song sound too empty. I was sick, of course, but me saying the song sound too empty. It needed something in the front. So let me just holler.
And it came up. Oh my, that's crazy to hear that.
Do I regret that? Yes,
Yeah.
because now I have to continue that note,
Because it's a
and it
high,
has
that's
to
a
be
hard
on
note
point.
to do every time.
Oh my
I could
God.
imagine. Because a lot
I
of
have
people
to
cannot
think.
do
I have to
that
tell
note.
myself, okay, this note is coming in. This note is coming in. Get your vocal cords ready. And I say to myself, I'm saying this to myself while the music is playing and the microphone is like down here. I'm like, and then I hit the note and I'm like, that didn't come out right. And I'm like,
Wow.
why did I do that?
Well, it's so funny you say that though, because I'll have discussions with people that don't really know like how singers think and operate, and I'll tell them, they're like, well, why don't a singer hit a high note every time? I said, would you be able to hit that high note every single time? Perfect. That is hard to
Yeah,
do. That is
yeah.
no joke.
It is no joke. It is no joke. I mean, you have to mentally prepare for something like that. And I live on the corner of truth and transparency when it comes to my music and stuff. There are times when I haven't hit that note, and
Yeah.
I'll stop. I will stop the show and go, wait a minute, hold on, that didn't come out right. Because I don't want you to think that it was
Mm-hmm.
electronics that, like, I did a song. It's called "Once in a Lifetime Love."
Mm-hmm.
And it was done by David Morales,
Okay.
and produced by him. And there was a part in there that I did, and people were like, "Oh, that's electronics. She can't do that." And so when I did it, they were like, "Oh my God,
She,
she really,
she did
she
that.
really did that." It was like, baby, 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 that stuff that
Yeah,
the
and they
electronics
thought
does,
that
right?
repeat
And
was
then there was that part, and it just
uh-huh.
kept going on. And when I did it one night at a show, they were like, "Oh wow, she really did that." I'm like, I'm not gonna do something on the record that I can't
Perform
reproduce.
live. Exact. Yeah,
It
because
may
so many
hurt
artists
a little
do.
bit. Look, it may
Hmm.
hurt a little bit, but I'm gonna reproduce that.
Yeah, because people don't understand that with the high. You listen to a lot of artists that singers, when you listen to actual singers, not just
Mm-hmm.
singers that can
Mm-hmm.
actually sing, they don't have to hit a high note every single song because
No, we don't. No, we
it's
don't.
just not
And
necessary.
I'm not a lip syncer.
Hmm.
Disclosure. I'm not a lip syncer. Okay. And kudos to those who do. But
Some are really good at it.
my philosophy is that you paid to see me sing, to see me perform. And whether I'm ill or not, I'm going to leave it right there on that stage. So am I tired after 30 minutes? Absolutely. Because I've
Hmm.
given you everything. And I have asthma, I have allergies. So all of that comes into
Yeah,
play. And I am exhausted when I'm finished. But I
yeah,
feel good because I know that I've given my all. And that's important to me as an artist.
yeah. No,
You know,
definitely.
and I besides, I don't know what I did on the record. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what I did on the record. I can't remember if the line comes in here or there's a riff that comes in there. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
yeah.
Between wearing high heel shoes which I can't wear anymore. But when I'm trying to look cute and wearing high heel shoes and trying to remember the song that I did, where the lip sync, where the parts come in, that is too stressful. It makes me forget the
Yeah,
words. Okay, so
I could
I can't do
imagine.
it. I can't do it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it. I'm
Well,
not gonna.
I want to ask you too. I thought so interesting. I didn't know this until I researched you more and more, just your background. Show Me Love was even recorded. You had that song out before you were even signed.
Yeah, Show
That
Me
was out
Love
in
was out, and
1990.
it was under Robin Stone,
Uh-huh. Yep, Rob. Yep, your
and
full name.
it was. I guess the music was outdated, and so what they did is, and I hated Robin Stone. I took that name from my father. My father, he was, excuse me, was a boxer, and he went by the name of Stonewall Jackson.
Hmm.
So I took that name because I couldn't use Jackson at the time because there was so many Jacksons out.
Yep.
Michael, Janet, Reby, all of them, Millie Jackson, Keisha Jackson, everybody's Jackson, right?
Everyone's
And
related in a Jackson.
I just, they felt like I was going to get lost in the sauce, okay? So I had to find something else. And so it came out under Robin Stone, and the music was I guess people would say it wasn't popping the way it
Hmm.
was, and so it was sent over to London, and Champion Records picked it up, and they actually shelved it. They shelved it, and
What?
then Stonebridge signed with them, and he asked for something, I guess, to prove that he could do something in the beginning because he was just starting out pretty
Hmm.
well too. And that sound that you hear now that is in everybody's record just about is from Stonebridge.
That's amazing.
It's from Stonebridge. I think
And
he's an amazing guy. And I honestly I only met Stonebridge about, I want to say, 8 to 10 years ago.
no way, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I met
Did you
him
ever talk before? Or was it
no.
no?
I met him at the Winter Music Conference in Miami.
That
That's
is
when I
so.
first met him.
What was that like? What was that interaction with? Because you made a song together that is
It was
literally,
wonderful. It was
yeah,
like a reunion, of some type. Like he had never met me, he had heard about me, I'd never met him, heard about him. We knew that we had gold.
yeah,
We each had gold, and together we captured something. We gave a moment in time a shining star.
yeah,
And it is a song that you can put in a time capsule, and 20 years from now, it's still going to be that song.
yeah. It
So
is
I
timeless.
kudos to him. I mean, it was a great marriage. It was
Yeah,
absolutely a great marriage, you
yeah.
know?
But that's all I ask you. Like when the album came out in '93,
hmm
what was that whole year like? Just promoting and touring the world. What was that like? Because the '90s and early 2000s, those times will never be duplicated. It's
The
just
90s,
different.
let's see. The 90s in touring, I did a lot of free promotional things because I was signed to Big Beat, and Big Beat was a subsidiary of Atlantic,
Hmm.
and they never really had a dance artist, that to promote or to work with,
Hmm.
and I did a lot of free promotions. I did a lot of things on my own to promote this song because they didn't know what to do. Like the urban department, and I'm being truthful, God's honest truth. Anybody who worked for Atlantic back then, they know that I'm telling the truth. The urban department didn't want me because they said I couldn't sing. The head of the urban department at that time, it wasn't Sylvia Rome. It was somebody else, and they didn't want me underneath their roster. So Craig Common created this dance label called Big Beat.
Hmm.
And it was myself, and it was Jomanda, and it was Dawn Penn, and it was um, oh God, it was another group. I can't remember their name by now, but you know, they didn't know how to promote. There was one gentleman that I don't know if he still works there, probably not, by the name of Eric Ford,
Okay.
and he was my champion in Atlantic Records because he was the radio guy and he pushed. And let me not forget, the one person who was my shining star back then was Joey Carvello.
Huh.
He is the one that took that record to #1. So, and he and I still have a great relationship, you know, and I will never forget Joey Carvello because he worked the hell out of that song. He really
Yeah.
did. And he's the reason why it was on radio so much because he pushed it. He believed in me when nobody else did. So, you know, you when you don't have champions, you know, in your
Hmm.
corner and you don't have people that will put money toward promoting. And it's like it was so funny because true story. Here we go with the true stories. I can say it now. Um, I was on Craig's label and I he hired me to do a show, an after party show. And when I looked at him, I just shook my head and I said, you should have stuck with the winner. You should have stuck with the winner. We could have done some great things." And that was the first time I'd ever gotten an apology from him,
That's good.
you know, which
I know it
did a
takes a lot of
lot for
pride.
me. It did a lot for me because I felt like, you know, you threw me out there to the wolves, um, didn't set me up for success,
Yeah.
set me up for failure. And it's kind of like, you know, you get those records and you just throw them up against the wall and see if they stick or
If
not.
they stick or not.
Well,
Yep.
that is still sticking. The record is still sticking. Okay. And, you know, many people have redone it, but the original is still sticking, you
Yes. And
know.
it's better
And
than
that's
the
just what I
rest.
told him. I said, you
Yeah.
should have stuck with a winner. You know, we would have gone some places. Like, you know, put the money behind me, you know, give me my tours, give me, you know, do what you're supposed to do.
Hmm.
But you know, things happen for a reason, and it taught me a lot about the industry.
Yeah.
You know, good, bad, ugly, indecent, the exposures. You know, and I don't have any hard feelings.
Hmm.
I'm able to talk about it now. Learned a very valuable lesson, and I keep it moving. I guess right now.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
definitely. Yeah. And like you said, the industry, it's such, valleys and ups and downs, and
Let me tell you something.
everyone thinks it's
This
perfect, and it's not.
industry, this industry, don't be fooled. This industry will treat you like candy so sweet when they know,
The
okay?
money's there.
But when the next best one comes along, they'll spit you out like a piece of bad meat,
It's
okay?
so true.
That's what this industry does. And it's not just the art, it's not just the music industry, it's
Every.
every industry.
Hmm.
Movie industry, dance industry, every industry.
Yeah.
When they feel like they have, for the
They
lack of
took
a better
everything they
word,
could out of you.
right, right. Right.
Really. It's
You know,
sad,
I
but
mean, you just, you know, and I can sympathize and empathize with those who have been made to feel like they are the great, great, great and been put on this high pedestal. And then now they're treated like crap. I empathize with them because I understand. I was never put on a pedestal by the record label. I was
hmm
never made to feel like I was great by the record label. But I do empathize with them because I know the industry. You know, I know the industry. Will I ever get signed again? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, I believe in God and I believe in God's timing. And it's
yeah.
everything to me. It's everything to me. So
Well, yeah,
if you don't,
and you're saying though it's so different now today, where in the at that time you had to be signed for
right.
distribution,
Oh, I
where
put out my
now,
own stuff. I've put out my own
hmm
stuff simply because there's something in my heart that I wanted to say. I have quite a few songs that are out on iTunes.
yeah,
Okay. And they're songs that I just wanted them to be put out. So I put them
hmm
out. Did I care that anybody picked them up? No, it didn't matter to me. It didn't matter because I had something in my heart that I wanted to say, or God has given me messages that I wanted to let the world know about.
Yeah.
So I just put them out. You know, I mean, sometimes you just gotta fly, Robin, fly.
Hmm.
You know,
It's so true.
just gotta
Yeah,
fly.
it's so true. And one thing I really love that you got to witness and be a part of it is be a part of so many legendary TV shows like Top of
Oh,
the Pops and
yes.
Top of the Pops, that's timeless, one of the biggest British music
That
shows of
was so
all
funny to
time.
watch.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that was hilarious to watch. I was like,
but
what kind of dance was I doing back then?
but you've been a part
That
of
was so
everything.
funny.
Every like Ricky Lake show, the Monique show,
It was
RuPaul show in the
Jenny,
beginning,
Jenny,
Jenny
what was it? Jenny
Jones.
Jones show,
That
Ricky
was in
Lake
Chicago.
show. These are a
Yep.
lot of things that people don't know about. What someone sent me recently was when I was on the Apollo.
Uh-huh.
And I sat back and I had tears in my eyes because I remember that night vividly. That was the night that I just met so many wonderful people, so many legends that I can
Yeah.
say, like, I don't get online and brag about who I've met or where I've been or where, but I have my memory. And God, that memory is wonderful as far as who I've met and who I've been in contact with. And like, when I first started in the industry, Nancy Wilson was my mentor. How
Yeah.
great was it to
Yeah.
have a legend like Nancy Wilson to be your mentor, that you could pick up the phone and call anytime you needed to? It
Yeah.
was wonderful. Like, those things I will never forget.
Yeah. It's priceless. Like, and at that time, it was so much. I feel meeting those relationships. People didn't have you know smartphones and all this social
Right,
media where
right,
it's
right.
something you just cherish. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, you don't need
You have
twenty
it here,
thousand
you
photos.
have it
Yeah, you
here,
just
and
have
you
it.
have it here. Yeah,
Exactly. Like it's
yeah.
something that people today, it's different opposed
It
to
is
where.
different because, treasured memories sometimes are best kept up in here,
Hmm.
you know. Um, like, I don't feel like I have to be in the public's eye all the time.
Yeah.
I really don't. I fly under the radar quite a lot. People don't know who I am or what I do, and I like it because I don't have to be on. I mean,
24/7.
I put
Yeah.
this makeup on to be on, on
Yeah.
here with you, but I don't wear this stuff unless I'm performing. I don't wear this stuff.
And that's the best of both worlds because you
I
still
don't.
get
I
to.
don't. I like. I have two worlds.
Hmm.
Okay. I have. Okay. Let me explain. There is. There's a she. There's a her. There's a I, and there's a me. Okay. She. Well, her is when she's performing, not
Hmm.
performing, preparing. She is the artist. Okay. I am the woman, and me is just regular Robin.
Yeah.
So to have that kind of life, it balances me out. It balances me out, and I like it.
Yeah.
I don't need people. Like, only time people really recognize me is when I have a bunch of makeup on, and I don't wear a bunch of makeup. I barely wear eyelashes. It's me. Look, it's me in the glasses.
Guys,
Okay. It's me in the glasses all day long.
it's so funny.
And with COVID, it's definitely no makeup and no
Right?
lipstick. It's just me. It's just me, and I like me.
Yeah.
I've become comfortable in the shell that I'm in, and I like who I am. I like who God has made me become or
Yeah.
helped me to become,
Hmm.
because me knows how to turn into her, and then she, and then vice versa, you
Hmm.
know, and it's a good balance. It's a
No,
real good
definitely. Yeah, one thing I'm so happy you did. This is before Corona, right before Corona. 2019, the Black Girls Rock.
balance. Oh yeah.
When
Oh
you
yeah.
open with the note, and you, and that was just how fun was it?
Oh
Just
my gosh. There were two things three things, okay?
uh-huh.
One was the Apollo. which helped me to know, okay, you're climbing, right? You're climbing. And the next was Monique, even though it was the last show.
Hmm.
But I got to perform with one of my favorite, which was Vesta Williams, and she was a really, really good friend of mine. And that was the second thing that let me say, all right, okay. Um, the third thing, it came before the second, but I did a Thanksgiving show with Nancy Wilson called Going Home for Thanksgiving. That was phenomenal. That's where I first met Joe. That's where I first met a lot of the artists. You know, oh wait, let me tell you about the Robert Townsend. Yeah, the Robert Townsend too. That's where I met, you know, H-Town, all of them, you know. And I did some shows with Aaliyah, you know, for the record label. So it was a lot of pinnacle things, you know, like
Yeah.
things that were like this, and then it went like this, excuse me, and then it went like this, and then it went like this, that let me know. But I always I watched Black Girls Rock for years. And I always said to myself, wow, it would be so nice to be on that show, to be considered to be on that show. And when the opportunity came, thanks to, you know, Crystal Waters, because, you know, she has a beautiful daughter that sings. Her name is Ella May, not Ella May, Ella. And she also worked for them. And so it was her doing. And Crystal called me and asked me if I would be interested. And I was like, girl, yeah, girl, yeah, you know. And it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. It really was. I felt like, Mama, you know, that's one of them things you want to tell your mom. Mama, I think I
Right?
made it.
Yeah, and I think it was so good for just the younger audience.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I feel like sometimes I'll talk to kids, even sometimes kids my age or a little younger, and they'll always know just the song. And I go, hold on, you don't know the artist? Like, see, I
Oh,
take
honey, I
pride.
was known. Oh, that's that chick that sings house for years. I didn't
That's
have a name for
crazy.
years. For years, I didn't
That,
have a name. They knew the song, and that's what I'm saying. Going back to the radio, the record label promoting it correctly, so
mm-hmm.
that they placed the face with the name. I was on. Let me tell you, they didn't know where to place me, so I was on hip hop shows, hip hop concerts, um, R&B concerts. I was on concerts with Tony Braxton, Brian McKnight. I was on concerts with Queen Latifah. I was on concerts with, oh God, just about what Run DMC. I was on concerts with Naughty by Nature. I was on concert. They didn't know where to place me. You know, I was on concerts with Jade. They didn't know where to place me. So I was on R&B concerts. I was on freestyle concerts with Little Susie and Lisa and
Yeah.
excuse me. I was on all kinds of concerts, but that goes back to saying that they didn't know where to place me, and I didn't get the proper promotion so that they could place the face with the name. And I used
Mm-hmm.
to sit back because I wouldn't wear makeup to certain things, and then people would ask, "What do you know that song? Show Me Love." Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that song. I know that song. That's that chick that sings house. And I sit there and look, and I say, "Yeah, that is that chick that sings house."
It's so crazy that
Excuse me.
it blows my mind because like I'm just such a music head where I like to know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I study the art. Like that's I don't know, it's just how I since I was little, like I remember growing up, being old enough to buy my cassettes. I bought who else? LaBouche,
Yeah,
We Click, Culture Beat,
yeah.
um, all the
And
like
I mean, overseas, I was on tour with them for years. Like it was, we did a Dance Across America tour, and we had um, um, Come on, Ride the Train,
Quad
Ride
City
it.
DJs.
Quad City DJs. Okay, they were on
Hmm.
my label. Um, we had LaBouche. We had it was, and we did touring across America. You know,
Yeah,
and it was so crazy because my songs weren't quite like that, but then I'm on the tour.
yeah.
Thankful I was, because people got to place the face with the
Hmm.
name.
Yeah.
But yeah, for years. And even now, like only the, making myself sound old, but only the old heads will know, Yeah, that's Robin S. But the new ones, they'll hear remakes of the song and they'll
Yeah.
fall in love with the song, and people are like, no, or they'll hear a variation of the song and
Like a
people,
sample or something.
yeah, and people will go back, wow, I like that. And people will go back and go, but you got to hear the original. You
There's nothing
got to
like the
hear the
original.
original. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to hear the original.
I want to ask you, how does that feel? Just having a song like how you said, it's the original still the best. I don't care what anyone says, it is the
Mhm.
best. There's nothing to do better. People could mimic it and sample it, but how does it feel just having one of those songs that will probably be sampled until the end of time? To be honest,
It feels good. I mean,
yeah,
it feels good. You know, only thing I can say is I'm thankful.
yeah,
And I do, I do get a little beside myself when I hear people doing the song, and I'm like, okay, well, they could have at least asked me to do something on it,
right,
But then I say to myself, because this is the God in me that says, well, they're keeping you relevant.
true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get both
They're
sides, like you
keeping
said.
you they're keeping you relevant. Okay, so you didn't, maybe you didn't need to be on that. Okay, that's
Hmm.
fine. But they're keeping you relevant.
Yeah.
And so um I have been challenged for years after Show Me Love came out, and still sometimes, still now, to consistently prove myself. Or, they say you're only as good as your last hit. Well,
Hmm.
I beg to differ. I'm better.
Yeah.
I'm better. I'm more mature vocally. Um, I know how to entertain. Um, I know how to make people feel
Yeah.
when I'm on stage. Now, when I'm off stage, I'm just, kind of laid back and quiet to myself. But when I'm on stage, I feel like the world is my oyster,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to take full advantage of it.
No, definitely. And that's what I want to ask you too. People always think, America got the great crowds. I think different. I think
Oh
like,
my
oh
God.
my God, Europe and you go
Oh
to
my God. Let
Asia
me
and
tell you,
oh my,
I
yeah.
did this show over in Amsterdam, and I kid you not, we were maybe higher than 20 feet in the air,
Uh-huh.
where I had to walk up these steps, like, look like ladders, and then I had to go up another set of steps. I was like, do y'all expect me to stand here and say, do you not know I'm afraid of heights? What is happening here? And I just kept my eyes like right at the people right there, and I would point the mic down, but my eyes would be like this because I was so afraid. But to one of the most phenomenal feelings is to be standing on a stage, and you know how it's a little blacked out on the
Mhm.
inside, and all you see is heads
Just
going up
Bob.
and down
Yeah.
and just vibing and getting with you. It's so it's such, as I told you, I've been on a sugar rush
Yeah.
for over 18, 19 years. And that was my sugar. That was
Hmm.
my sugar. And my God, to see that is like, sometimes I get tears. And then to see generations,
Yeah.
like I'll see, like at festivals overseas, I'll see kids that are like 5, 6, and 7, and then I'll see the teenagers, the tween in between, and
Hmm.
then I'll see the teenagers, and then I'll see their parents, and then I'll see their grandparents, and I'm like, we got 4 generations here, and I say to them, I thank you so much. But some of y'all weren't even born, so go home and thank your mamas for me, okay?
Right.
Because they weren't even thought about. But it's phenomenal and it's heartwarming,
Hmm.
and it's very emotional for me to see those generations singing the song.
Yeah. Yeah.
It brings tears to my eyes to see that, because the appreciation and the knowledge base, that they know more about me than the normal person here
Hmm.
in my where I live.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, and I really hope America. I feel like Europe does it really well, and Australia. They bring a
yeah,
lot of the '90s like festivals together. They have a lot of
they
good
tried. I
groups.
think some of them tried, but I don't think that they. Now let me tell you. I don't think that they have their finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
Okay, I really don't, because it always ends up turning into an R&B concert, and people will come out to see an R&B concert, but they won't come out to see, excuse me, a dance concert, which it drives me crazy, because some of your CEOs and CFOs and COOs were in the clubs back
Mm-hmm.
then, sweating out their perms and sweating out their clothes to our music. But now I guess because they're making six figures or more, they've gotten too sedity to understand that music is music. And if
Yeah.
you love it, you love it.
Exactly.
And I actually had the CFO from Ford Motor Company remind me of my song and how much he was in Chicago at the China Club. And he said, I used to sweat my brains out to that song. But you can't get them to admit that in the public,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, you like that kind of music? Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
if
It's
you
just
are
timeless.
well versed in music, you like all the
All
genres
music.
of
That's
music.
how I am. I like everything
Mm-hmm.
from the day. Like I was talking to Kayo from Leclerc, and she
Mm-hmm.
was talking about how it's more Europe and America. It just have a couple festivals, but they're not as huge. And
It's there's a missing link.
hmm
They haven't, the US hasn't captured, and I won't say the promoters and well, yeah, it's part promoters, part audience,
yeah,
that they haven't captured. Now they've had concerts in New Jersey that I've been a part of, but it was hip hop and me, so
exactly.
it went back to that again.
hmm
But to have an all dance I don't think they could do that. I don't think that they could, because there's not enough people that would come out and
Or
support it.
like you said, admit it.
Yeah,
People
and
don't.
support it. Just, but
Yeah,
like, they're not going to spend money to come to a dance concert. The underground people will now. The
yeah.
champions will be there, but the masses, they won't be there. They won't. No, they won't. But if you throw an R&B concert on and then throw a few art dance artists in there, um, they may not know who the dance artist is. Like if you say Robin S on some of them, they may not, who is she, or they'll put me on first when
hmm
nobody's there, and so I've done what I've done. But most people go to concerts late. You do know that, right?
Yeah,
So they won't know. They won't know. So, but it's it's all it's all good to me.
yeah.
It's all good.
It needs to happen though after Corona and
Yeah,
this whole thing. Now it's the
yeah,
time. I feel like it's a perfect time for like just because I feel like concerts are going to be so different, just because people are going to appreciate them more. Because
yeah.
I
They
never
will.
thought that I would see my
People are
last
so ready
concert.
to get out. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about this other variant that's coming around, that's hitting these teens now. People are so ready to get out.
Yeah.
They're so ready to mingle. They're so ready to look at a human in the face instead of over Zoom or FaceTime or
hmm
Instagram, or they're so ready. Because you can only take but so much of your family. I'm sorry.
That's so
I'm
true.
sorry. But, I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the only people, and some of them don't even allow their families to come in because they're out too much.
hmm
And so this is real. This is so real. And it's so sad that we just can't be still and get rid of this mess.
Right.
It's so sad that you still have people, after so many people have died, that are saying, this is
Yeah.
not, it's not
Until
what.
they get it. That's the only way they
Right,
realize it, which is
right,
sad because it's like you want it to come to that point
right.
where
Absolutely.
it's just not.
Absolutely. But I hope it will change, before I turn 70, I hope it will change. I hope that I'll get an opportunity to be a part of that, you know.
Yes.
And
If not, I'm flying to Europe. I'm flying to
yeah,
Europe
right.
to come see because
And
I was
yes, wait,
telling.
wait, wait. Let me disclaimer. I'm not near 70. I'm not near 70. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
You're funny. But no, I'm gonna travel to Europe because I told Kyle, I was like, yo, if it doesn't happen in America, I need to come because I watch the videos I see on YouTube from the European shows, and they're
Oh man,
massive
what are you talking
productions.
about? They prepare and they come out. There's a
Oh my
video that I
God.
did with a live band
I
that
seen
did
that. It was
Sugar Rush.
amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Breathtaking.
I was floored. I was floored when I saw the video. I was floored. And I was like, oh girl, you did that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Right.
her. Go ahead, you did that. You did that.
How they did that though, with live instruments for a
It
dance song,
was
it was,
so cool. It
yeah.
was so cool.
And America would never think of that, I feel.
No.
It's just different. It's just different.
I've always wanted a live band. And here we go. We're full circle again. I didn't get that tour support to be able to do that with a live band.
Mm-hmm.
You see. So I've always wanted to do it. Because
Yeah.
it's just it's so cool. The only time I did Show Me Love with a live band was at when the second album came out.
Uh-huh.
And I had to do this show in Miami to promote the album.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was on the bill with Lil Kim, and I was on the bill with Aaliyah, and you know we were doing our songs, promoting our stuff, and we had a live band at that point. And can I say I'm looking for that video.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
looking for that video because you'll be able to see that there were people dancing on the tables. There were people that they were just going crazy. So, I mean, I love that. I love that about, you know, when people just let it all go. Just
Yeah.
let it go
Just
for
let it go.
20
That's
minutes.
why I
Just
hate
let it
social
go.
that's why I hate social media, because I miss concerts where you just were dancing, hands in the air, having a good time. Where everyone today, I get it, you want to record moments,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I miss the essence of just going to a show,
Yeah,
nothing in
absolutely.
your hand, just have
This,
a
you
drink in
know,
your hand or a lighter.
because okay, music now everyone has their own genre of music, and I'm not
Mhm.
knocking the balladeers. I'm not knocking them at all. I have a lot of people that I really admire, and I love their vocals, and I just like I'm sitting in awe when I listen to them. Layla Hathaway is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, that I sit. India Irie is another one of them. Okay. There are gospel artists that I listen to every single day that I just like, oh Lord, okay. And but dance music is different. You
Yes.
know, it's supposed to take your cares away,
Way.
right? You're supposed to get
Mm-hmm.
lost and just feel good all over. You know,
Yep.
you can come back. You can go back to that if you want to.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you might have a different perspective after you go back to it. But it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to just can it just float? Can I just float right now? All I want to do is I don't want to float. I don't want to hear about anything depressing. I don't want to hear about. I just want to float. You know,
Yep.
and I want it to be a natural high. You know, and I just want to float. You
Yep.
know, and so that's what it does. And the only other music that takes me there like that is gospel music.
Yeah,
That it
that's
just
the
lets me float. I just want to float, you
mm-hmm.
know? And so I can identify with that because I know the feeling of it's going to be all right.
Yep.
You know, everything's going to be all right now. You know,
Yep.
I released and everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what like I'm going to be watching once the world opens. That's one thing on my list. I only been to Europe once so far, but I
Okay.
need to go for a show. I need you on the lineup. Like I said, the Clear Culture Beat, Venga Boys, give me some Aqua, the whole shebang.
The whole shabugle
You know what I'm saying? All that dance music just for one night.
just
Just
for
in,
one night.
yeah, just want to experience because I've never seen everyone together. It's always like you
Yeah.
said, always people thrown
Right.
in like
Right.
hip hop or R&B or like just by themselves, which there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. But to see you all together would just be
Well, see, the only thing that and I don't get upset about it because I understand what time we're in. It's
mhm.
like I couldn't do a dance concert, you know, by myself because I wouldn't pull the tickets. It would be a few, but it wouldn't. And I don't think any dance artist can do it by themselves, you
Yeah,
know.
just a different age. Yeah,
It's
I
a
get what you're saying.
different age. It's a
Hmm.
different era. It's a different. You're gonna have your faithful friends. You're gonna have your faithful fans that are gonna come, but it's not gonna pull tickets like R&B will pull
Yeah.
tickets. And the sad part about it is that for a lot of us, we don't get um, recognized as artists. You know,
Hmm.
we don't get recognized as artists. So, not even from our peers. The
Yeah.
peers, we don't get recognized as artists, and that's the sad part to me because
Yeah.
I love on
100%.
I love on them. I love their bodies of work. I love on them. I love their pain. I love their struggle. I love everything about the vocals and I just love on them. But we don't really get recognized for stuff like that. And then we don't get called to do collabs with R&B artists.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but that's how it is.
Well, that's why I was so happy for Black Girls Rock.
Oh
They
man.
brought dance
Oh
because
man.
mostly it's R&B,
Right.
but for that to see you three dance females that took over a generation to bring it to the forefront, it was
Well,
so like
I let
refreshing.
them know. You get up. You know
Right?
how I do
Yeah.
it. This is how I do it. You're gonna have to
Yes.
get up. You cannot sit down.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah,
needed. I was so happy. Like that needs to be done more, I feel, especially
yeah.
like award shows and like events like
Well,
that.
the only other award show that I was on was the Billboard Awards, in
Hmm.
which I won two Billboard awards years ago, like in 93, 94.
Hmm.
And I was on the show. But here again, I was on with Blackstreet, with SWV, all the other artists. I think I was the only dance artist that was on there. But I was on that show, and then there were private little shows that I was on that wasn't televised. But I've never really like BET when they have their award shows. I'm like, we mattered. We made a difference. We
Yeah.
made a difference. When they had their 25th, this was so funny. They had their 25th anniversary, and they were going through the years. And when they got to 1992, I was like, yeah, I know we're gonna be. They're gonna mention us, because we were there. We were
Yeah.
there. I was on BET several times. We were there. And when they did not mention it, honey, let me tell you, I picked up the phone. I said, Crystal, do you see this? Do you see this? Did we matter? Do we matter? And it was a hurtful feeling because
Yeah.
there was an impact that we made during that time. And we did perform on BET a couple of times. And so when they just skipped over us and went on to I was like, well, what is this? The BET R&B Awards or
Yeah.
the BET R&B celebration? What happened?
Yeah.
My feelings was hurt, for real. They were hurt. And I said, well, I guess we don't matter.
Yeah.
I
It blows
guess we
my
don't.
mind. It blow because that's what I grew up to. Don't get me wrong. I had my R&B, but I also
Mm-hmm.
had dance because dance was so huge. Like
Yeah, but
I
but
remember,
but going
it's
back to the
crazy.
Black Girls Rock, it went full circle. You see what I'm saying? It
Hmm.
went full circle. And I had something to prove personally in doing that show. And
Yeah.
I needed to hit every note. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
you
needed
did
to
it.
hit
You
every
killed it.
note because I had something to prove, right?
Yeah.
That I'm not only as good as my last hit. I'm
Hmm.
better,
Yeah.
you know? So
That's why
yeah.
they need a versus with you, Crystal, and
Oh
Cece.
my. Oh my.
Just that would be a dope. Because think about it, they haven't had a dance versus.
Yeah, they haven't.
It would
They
be dope
haven't.
to see every kind of genre. Don't get me,
I doubt if they'll do that. I
I doubt
doubt
it,
it.
but I wish they would because it's like you said, you all
Yeah,
mattered in.
but who would? Here's the thing. Only the dance heads would watch. See, you gotta build that.
Yeah.
That would have to be. It wouldn't. I just don't think the faithful fans. Yeah,
Hmm.
but for the most part, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be. I don't think it would be.
Yeah.
I could
And
be
keep.
wrong.
Yeah.
I stand corrected, but I don't think it would be.
Yeah. That would be something. Whew, I would love to see that. That would be like I said. When Black Girls Rock came out, I was like, yes, finally. I was like you were saying,
Yeah.
I've always watched it.
Yeah.
and it's always been
Yeah.
mostly R&B. But to see the dance, I was like,
But
yes,
to be on my end and walk out there, and I'm telling people, get up, get up. This is
yeah,
how I do it. Get up. You cannot sit down. You know this song. Get up.
yep,
Okay.
exactly. It's not you don't know the song.
Right. And to see the people standing, but to see the young girls standing, and to see like people like Lil Mama,
Yeah,
jamming, to it, and India Irie, like they knew the song. Still, here we go again. They know the song, they don't know the face. They
mm-hmm,
know the song, they know the voice, they don't know the face. So when you could see in people's eyes, they were like, whoa,
yeah,
you could actually see that, oh wow, oh wow. And then there was some that were just standing there like, oh, and the Angela Bassett's, let's not forget
yep.
Angela Bassett,
She
right?
was there. Yep.
She was a doll. I'm telling you, she was like, I just did not know. I did not know. We spoke afterwards and
Uh-huh.
everything, but to see the response when I hit that first note
Whew.
was like,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
you know so it was a beautiful experience for me, one
Yeah.
that I would treasure for the rest of my life, one that I hold in my memory and will
Mm-hmm.
always be in this memory bank of mine, and I will never let it go.
Yeah. I'm so
Never.
happy they put it on YouTube because I remember watching it live.
Uh-huh.
But then I was like, please be, because sometimes they don't put all performances on YouTube because like
Right.
copyright, issues and
Right.
stuff. And I was
Right.
so, I'm like, please let it go. And I literally watched it at least once a month. Like it's just one of them
Well, so
performances.
I have to admit, I go back to it from the two performances that actually there are three. Well, there's a little bit more,
The
but
more,
the ones that I go back to a lot is the one in UK with the band.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
that's, whew.
The one, the Apollo
Yeah,
and the Black Girls Rock. I
yeah.
can't find the Monique.
Yeah, I haven't been, I
I
remember
can't
seeing
find the
it.
Monique. And I'm looking for the one that I did for Atlantic. And I've been trying to find that one for years. Anybody out there that can get a hold of that, I really need that. Yeah. The year was 1997. That's the year, 1997. But
Someone has to have it
I really
somewhere.
love, someone has to have it. You're right. You're right. But I
Mm-hmm.
go back to those, and it reminds me of my purpose.
Yeah,
It reminds me of my purpose. It reminds me, just when I feel like giving up,
yeah.
it reminds me that I still have so much more to give.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me to keep the faith, that, he's not finished with you yet, girl. Just keep the faith, keep doing what you're doing. It may seem like it's taking forever, but slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
And
You,
so, like, I don't like to compete. I don't like to ever feel like I'm competing with my peers, because I
yeah.
don't. I don't. I just do me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
confident. Like, I used to tell people all the time when I was with a band, well, why don't you sing this song and that song? No, 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 no. That's not me. I can't sing that song. Like, why don't you sing Vesta? No, 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 no. We're not doing that song. Why don't you sing Patty? Oh, no, 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 no. Because I feel like if you can't do a song justice, don't do it at all.
Very
And I am
true.
a stickler for that, right? So I knew that I could do Layla Hathaway. I knew that I could do Anita Baker to the T. I knew that I could do Phyllis Hyman to the T. Okay. That's where I stuck. Right there, and it felt good. It just felt good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look back at those videos because um, it's an inspiration to me. And if ever, um, whenever my time is ended, at least I've left a legacy for my grandkids to be able to refer back to and look at, and see my body of work.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Like you're Robin S. You are like someone I grew up with like my whole life. I've
Yeah,
always
well,
known you.
that's what they
You
say. I'm Robin S. I'm just Robin. I'm
you
just Robin.
well no, close up. I don't want to take all your time. But what does the future hold for you, would you say? What are your plans, what do you think?
Excuse me. Right now, I am writing. I'm in the writing phase. I have some work on my plate to do, some singing to do. But do you ever see this meme? It's not a meme, but it's a saying on Facebook that says, "I survived this COVID, but this what is it? This pollen is gonna kill me." Well, that's where I'm at right now because I am struggling, and I'm already asthmatic, so this pollen is working my last of my last,
Yeah.
and so I'm trying to give vocals a rest because this doesn't do me any good. It's not helping my lungs at all. So, but I do have some writing to do. I have songs that I've already done
Hmm.
that they need to be released. I have collabs that I've done that need to be released. So, all things in due time. Sometimes you put out music and it's before its time.
Yep.
You agree?
100%.
So
A lot of
I'm
music that has happened
I'm
too.
kind of like, shifting and shaking and waiting and baiting, for the right time for these things to come out. The lyrics will never get old. You might have to update the music, but the lyrics will never get old because
Mm-hmm.
it's their messages and their inspirational messages that I've performed and I've poured my heart out, in the studio with. So, yeah, hopefully we can get back on track again and, we make it happen
Yes.
again. One more for the Gipper. One
Right?
more. One more for the Gipper.
Yes.
One good round. And every time I say that, then there's more rounds. So I'm going to keep saying one more good round for the Gipper. Okay?
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hopefully get to meet in the future at a show.
Absolutely.
Definitely going to keep in contact with you. Thanks for inspiring me and so many people around the world
Thank
because
you. Thank you for
you're,
having me.
yeah,
Thank you
like this is
for
an
having me.
honor. I was
You
like,
know,
during my
it's an
quarantine, I
honor
needed
for me.
Robin S.
Because, like the me person said, I want to do this. I don't want to do this. I just want to go to bed. I want to go sleep. I'm tired. I want to go sleep. I don't want to do this. I want to be up. Right? But the her and the she said, girl, get up and go do it. Get up and go do it. You'll have fun. You always do.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to go back to me. Okay. I'm going
Uh-huh.
to bed. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like, I can't wait to meet in the future. Either if you're in Chicago, let me know, or vice
I
versa, wherever
will.
you are. I'm definitely
I
gonna,
definitely will. It's
yeah,
been a pleasure. And thank you for having
yes.
me.
No, thank you so much. Like I said, continue being you because your music and voice is just timeless. Something
Thank
I think
you.
will never go
You
away.
pray for me here. You pray. You pray that after this pandemic is over, that I haven't been
Oh,
singing for a year and
it's
some odd.
better. That's even better.
I don't know.
It got to,
I don't know
then
about that.
it got to
There's
rest up.
plenty of frogs up in here.
But no, Robin, have a great rest of your night. Stay
Thank you.
safe.
You also.
Um,
You stay safe as well.
yeah,
Did
I'm
you have your
vaccinated.
vaccine yet?
I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, I go on.
It's not that bad.
Did you see my face? I'm like,
I was the
I
same
go on
way.
Friday
For your first one?
for my first one,
Okay.
and I'm still like it.
The first one, I had no side effects. The second one, I had side effects, but they were throughout a 24-hour span. But it was
Mhm.
nothing that, like, definitely take it easy that day and stay in the house.
Okay,
But otherwise, I slept for 12 hours straight.
really?
Yeah, I got
What on the
tired
second one?
on the second one. I
Okay,
got
that's what
Moderna.
everybody's saying. It's the
Hmm.
second one that either their arm feels really sore
Yeah.
or they feel a little
But see,
out
the
of
interesting thing
sorts.
is some people have all the symptoms at once. I didn't. So I was tired first. That was my first symptom for 12
Hmm.
hours. Then I woke up around, I think, 11 in the afternoon, and I was fine all day. And then, like, 6 o'clock hit at night. I got a temperature out of nowhere. And
Oh,
then I got, like, the chills, and then I was hot, and I had body aches.
ooh,
But
want that?
then I went to bed, and that was only like a few hours, maybe like 3 or 4 hours. And I just took some, I think, Aleve or ibuprofen. I put some TV. I just relaxed on my couch. I went to bed. The next morning, I felt great.
Well, see here's the deal. In 2019, I remember it vividly. It was the Thursday before New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
I was very sick, very, very sick. Okay. And I was in the bed for 2 weeks. I can't remember whether I had, no taste
Mm-hmm.
but I know I was very sick. I had so much phlegm on my chest, and I kept coughing, felt like I was going to cough up my lung.
Mm-hmm.
And my doctor, I went to her from November, and I went like on an ongoing basis, like every 2 to 3 weeks. And she kept upping my dosage of antibiotics. Okay. So she made a statement to me and she said, I'm just trying to figure out why you don't have a fever. And I sat up like this and I'm like, what you talking about? She said, well, no, let me just do this. Let me put you on. She did a cocktail of antibiotics, like the highest dosage you could get
Mm-hmm.
before you have to go admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
And she gave me a pneumonia shot. When I tell you that pneumonia shot opened up the gate, the floodgate of everything that was on my chest. So I always said, man, I think I had this thing
I said the
before,
same thing.
and let me tell you about the covering of God, because I had to do a retirement party in 2000. Even though I was sick, I did the retirement party and I went to a funeral. And as soon as I came back home, and it was a funeral of my girlfriend's son, who was a Brooklyn cop, and they were so many people there.
Mm-hmm.
Then a retirement party. When I came home, that's the weekend after, like was the 7th of March, is when they shut stuff down. So you talking about a covering, you talking about a protection, like a hedge of protection. Man, I'm telling you, but I'm like, I think I had this thing. I
That's
think
how
I
I
had this
felt because I
thing.
was sick the week of Thanksgiving, November 2019,
Yeah.
through January 2020.
See?
And I went to 3 different doctors. No one told me anything. They were like, we don't know. You're fine. I'll go, well,
Yeah.
I
They
lost
keep
30
sending you
pounds.
home.
I
They keep
lost 30
sending you home.
pounds in
Yeah.
2 weeks. I wasn't eating. I had no taste. I was eating hot tea with honey and chicken broth.
Yeah.
And I
And you
had
didn't
a
taste
hot,
that.
didn't taste that. Had a headache, my whole chest. I felt like
Oh my
someone was
God. Yeah.
punching me constantly. I went
Yeah.
to Disneyland with my family. I was in LA at the time. And they were like, what's wrong with you, Nick? What's wrong with you? I go, I just don't feel good. I don't, but the doctors are telling me I'm fine. So I'm like, well, I guess if I'm dying, I'm going to have fun, whatever I have left. That's how I
Yeah.
felt because no one knew at that time, well, at least not in America,
Right.
what was really going on. So
Right.
it was
Right.
scary
But
because I was like,
I was traveling overseas, coming back, going, coming back, coming, going back, doing shows, coming back. And oh my gosh, like when I got home, I was like, oh, I can't do this. I can't. And I got in my bed and I know I slept for 48 hours straight,
I
like
don't blame you.
just horrible feeling. And I
Yeah,
was horrible until April of 2020.
because it took a
Horrible.
toll when it was bad. Because people don't understand. People are like, well, Nick, why are you sick for 3 months? I don't know. You tell
Right.
me. That's why
Now,
I knew
now
something
to
was
this day,
wrong.
the only relapse that I have is when my asthma starts. Like I get
Hmm.
sharp pains in my right lung, so I have to go see a pulmonologist,
Just to make sure everything's
just
okay.
to make sure that my lung is not, infected, or my lung
Yeah.
is not. I'm not going through anything. Like right now, even because of the pollen level, my chest is tight and my right lung does hurt.
Hmm.
So, and God forbid, I'm not taking these steroids because I'm already fat enough. Okay, I can eat up the world with the steroids. All right, just give me a break. And then when I take the inhaler, let's see, I feel like I want to run out of my skin,
Yeah.
because it makes me jumpy. So it's
Hmm.
like the lesser of two evils. But what do I do?
Exactly.
Just go to bed? I just need to go to bed.
Yeah.
You
But no,
know.
don't be scared of the shots. The shots weren't that bad. I will tell you that. And
Let me
actually,
tell you something. Every time I see the commercial and I see that needle going in somebody's arm, I
the
get
needle
weak.
don't hurt at all. At
That's what
all.
everybody's saying. But there's a long needle.
Not at all. Don't look. It's literally the skinniest needle ever. My father got it, my mother got it, and I got it.
I'm
We
a
were all
wimp.
fine.
I'm a wimp.
You went.
I'm a wimp. Did I mention I was a wimp? I don't like needles.
I just didn't
Okay.
look. I didn't look. I just said, and she
Oh
was like, "Oh,
no,
you're
no,
done."
no. See, you're good. I have to look. I have to.
You're,
Let me tell you, when I was getting shot in my backside, I needed to look and see what they were doing.
you're,
I was like, "What you doing? I need to know. I need to know what you're doing." No, I have to look. I have to look. I have to
oh,
see what
see,
you're doing.
yeah, I won't look. I'll just
No, no,
do
no,
it.
no, no. That element of surprise just freaks me out. I want to know. Okay, needles close. Okay, okay, it's touching skin. Okay, it's going in. I
And it's
need to
so quick.
know.
That's what I was happy. It was a quick shot because I wasn't sure how it was gonna be. I didn't know if they like took blood out and then put it in, but it was so quick. I was like, okay.
But
And
I need your viewers to check me out to answer that. Do you freak out when you look at the needle, or you freak out when you don't look at the needle? Which one is it? Because I freak out when I can't see the needle. I want to know how long
yeah,
it
I get
is.
what you're saying.
I
Yeah,
want to know how long it is.
and
I want to know how close to my skin is. I don't want you jabbing nothing in my arm because my instant reflexes just might not be
it's
too
interesting
good.
how where they put it because it's literally right on the top of your shoulder, like right below
Right
the
below the bone.
muscle. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting
yeah.
how where they put it.
That's like when they put a tetanus shot, like
Yeah,
right in that
yeah.
area.
I guess I just haven't had one in so long. I've kind of forgot where
Yeah.
you know.
Well, we'll see. I'll text you and let you know.
Yeah,
If
let me know.
I'm
Message
gonna
me.
do either a small ouch or a huge
We
ouch.
just, well, you see what Mariah Carey did, right?
Huh?
You see what Mariah Carey did?
No.
She hit a high note when it happened.
Did she?
It's on her Instagram. Check it out.
Oh
She
my God.
screamed. She screamed
Yeah.
with her high note.
See, there you go. And that's what that right there. That right there. Like, no.
No,
No. Mm-mm. I can handle it if there's no element of surprise.
you, you'll
Honestly, I
you'll
want to know
pull
how
through. I.
close you are to my skin. Oh, yeah, you're getting close. Oh, yes, you got the needle.
It's
I'm trying
crazy,
to
but
tell you, it's a lot. I'm
it's
hilarious. I
it
am
wasn't that it
hilarious.
wasn't that bad. But in some symptoms, people don't have like my parents. Neither of them
Uh,
got any symptoms.
wow, that's a
Both of them,
blessing. That's a
and
blessing.
my mom is 64 and my dad's 67. They didn't get nothing at all.
Let
Me,
me
I
tell you
did.
how blessed you are to have both of your parents.
Oh,
You are
thank you.
very, very blessed. Treasure them while you can.
No, I
My
try
mother
every
used to say, "Give me my flowers while I'm alive,"
right. Yep.
because I can't smell them when I'm gone.
That's
So
so true.
be blessed. Enjoy
Yes, you
them.
too. I
Enjoy them.
appreciate you so much, like I said, for taking
Thank you.
the time out because I know you're busy still, and like you said, just but I
Yeah,
thank you
because now
so
me wants
much.
to go to bed.
Well, thank you so much, Robin. And like I
Thank you
said,
so
be safe, and we'll
much.
definitely stay in contact.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you
Okay.
soon.
Take
Let me know
care.
how it goes.
I told you, little ouch, big ouch. Yes, I will.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.